Hi ladies! So I wanted to do another tutorial where I did my eyebrows a little bit better. When I did Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas, I realized this is not an area that I'm good at all. And so I went to YouTube and I saw Encore. His video is amazing about it. And so I'm just gonna do basically what he did and give you the steps that he gave me so that I could do it. I love YouTube. When I don't know what I'm doing, I go there. I think it's a great place if I don't already have a friend that does it. So I've already concealed it on one side and I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks a ton better than when I did Sally from A Nightmare Before Christmas. So the tools that you're going to need. You're going to need a translucent powder, a glue stick. Any glue stick will work. The cheaper the better. He also makes a good point in saying that they're non-toxic, so it's completely safe to put on there because who usually uses this? Kids. So glue stick, foundation to match your face, a stippling brush to put on the powder. This will absorb the moisture from the glue. Ooh, look at all that smoke coming up from my translucent powder. I already did this side, obviously. I have my spatula, my artist spatula, but you can use a butter knife if you want, and that's going to be to plaster your eyebrows with the glue. Something to put concealer on. A synthetic brush would be best. Concealer, and then powder. This is my Zango powder that matches your actual skin. And then just a little sponge. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is you need to really get your brows really saturated with this glue. So he suggests that the first thing is actually going against your brows. Let's zoom in here. Okay, so we're going against the grain, if you will. And as soon as you do that, just smooth it out. We're beginning our process of taking away texture and really smoothing these brows into our skin. Now it's going to do this a little bit. It's going to ball up, but that's completely normal. So just keep going, okay? And that's our first coat of our glue. And we're just gonna let that sit for a second. Now I noticed when I did it with this eye, I was so concentrated on making sure that my eyebrow was perfect that I didn't notice that sometimes I'd get some glue down here and it would be like completely balling up. So this time I'm going to make sure I smooth it on here, but then I rub off glue wherever there isn't, you know, some hair. That way the texture, because I'm almost creating texture if the glue starts balling up down here, and that's what I want to avoid completely. All right, I think that's good for our first coat. Our second coat, we're going to go with the hair. So just get it on there and go with your hair. And then again, smooth that out. We are going to be doing 3 coats on our brows. This is starting to already feel like it has no texture to it at all, which is really what we're wanting. Okay. Our last coat, our third coat, is also going to be going with the hairs. Now with this one, we're going to take our translucent powder, our stippling brush. Mine is the Sonia Kashuk from Target. And we really want to take all the moisture out of our brows. And then just wipe the excess powder off over and around. But that's going to take out the moisture from this so that we can keep going. Okay, now this is where our spatula comes in, or your butter knife. And you're just going to take off a piece. I want to use the back of it. Oh, that was lovely. My son's using a whoopee cushion in there. If y'all could hear that, that's awesome. And literally, we're going to be spackling our brows. We're completely covering these. All right, and after we've spackled it on, and just try to make sure that it's even in its consistency all over the brow. rub those little end pieces off again. Okay. And I'm just gonna powder that one more time. And let's just let that sit for a moment. Okay, once that starts to feel like it's not wet anymore or moist from the glue and it feels pretty compact down onto your skin, I'm going to take my Makeup Forever palette with my brush, synthetic brush. I'm going to take quite a bit, and don't rub. He said that this would kind of moisten the glue a little bit, so you're really going to try to just do the pat. And since you have a lot on your brush, it should be easier to pat over it. And look how amazing that looks already. Is that not insane how that works so well? So much better than that other video, eh? I love this. I love learning something new. I love getting better at something. And since you guys are all going on the journey with me, you get to learn from my mistakes. Aren't you lucky? Okay, so just patting on and just really trying to cover up all those dark hairs. All right, so that's what it looks like thus far. How creepy gross does this look? Now with your second coat, don't get as much concealer, but this time you can go around it and just try to shape a little bit better, smooth it out a little bit more. All right. Now he says to use a damp sponge and just kind of go over it with a little bit more concealer, but I don't think it really did anything. I'd love to know what that does because I don't feel it did anything over here. But what I am going to do now is I'm going to take my concealer. Sorry, this is bugging me. A little piece right up there. I am going to take my foundation and put that over the rest of my face. And just so that I let this kind of sit a little bit, I'm gonna do this. Oh, you know what? I didn't set that concealer with powder. So as soon as I'm putting foundation, foundation all over my face, I'm gonna powder that a little bit and then put the foundation over it. I think practice makes perfect because I like the way I did this one a lot better than I did that one. Now my normal powder that's the same color as my face, I'm going to use my Zango, and I believe mine is in medium. Let us just check. Doesn't say on there. Yep, it's in medium. It's like my perfect shade ever. All right, and that is how we conceal our eyebrows. So look at that and see how it's completely concealed, and then you can do a very dramatic eye. The next look that I'm going to be doing is Jessica Rabbit, and so I'm definitely going to be putting some stuff way up high, but hope that you guys like that, found it informative, and will be able to use it this year for Halloween. Talk to you guys later. Bye!